Well, there you go. Look at that. I'm pretty sure this came out pretty good on the cut. So you're welcome for that. I do a lot to make sure that opening happens. Welcome. I hope you saw the title. But in case you didn't, in case you can't see the title, in case you are driving, reading, sleeping, taking a poop, I don't know. In case you can't see the title, this is the Young Talk Podcast with the one and only Father B. This is episode 40, and I think this episode's going to be pretty good. I really do. So if you want to continue to watch these episodes, then you know what you got to do. I've said it a lot now, but you can go ahead and click the thumbs, click the sub, hit the bell, do whatever you have to do. I don't even know if you need to do all those things in 2025. At least one of those things goes a very long way. We just had Thanksgiving, show some gratitude. Okay. In the digital space, just do that. It's been a wild week. I'm recording this on a Wednesday night. Normally I record these on a Friday or a Saturday, but it's been a long week. I have everything lined up for what we're going to go over, but I honestly, I think it's going to get very weird. I think it's just going to get very weird. And I tried to make this a very serious episode. I wanted this because it's episode 40 to be like a very serious episode, but I just couldn't help myself. I really couldn't. And I'm not sorry. All right. You just had a great Thanksgiving meal. It's time to sit back, enjoy the weekend, and just pretend like you're sitting on my couch, right? And we're just chilling before cell phones, right? We're just chilling. And I'm like, hey, bro, check this out. The Diddy documentary. Okay. The Puff Daddy, Sean Diddy Combs, Nut on the Nipple documentary produced by none other than G Unit 50 Cent, right? I don't have Netflix, okay? I don't pay for Netflix. I don't pay for Disney Plus. I don't pay for Hulu. I don't pay for HBO Max, right? I'm swimming, bro. I have a ship, and that's all I'll say. I found treasure, right? I don't need to follow the rules of the land. I'm in the ocean type shit. I've been watching the documentaries. I actually just finished the docuseries, finished episode 4. I was really curious about what was going to be in this thing. And we can take a look at this video here first before we get into it, because there is a clip. There is like a little, I don't know if this is a trailer, but it looks like it's just a piece of what was in it. And I don't know. So let's take a look at this so that way I can have like a jumping off point or some shit. Sean Diddy Combs. Playing through the TV, not playing through my speakers. Spent 30 minutes getting ready. Didn't matter. Fuck, man. I have so much energy in my goddamn bloodstream right now. Let me just fix this audio real quick. There we go. Okay. Should be working now. Hopefully. Let's just press play.
In the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
Almost had a goddamn meltdown. I should have just made the podcast episode. What was it? 6 minutes, 5 minutes long. That was it. Because what was the point? Should start over. Let's just run it back. We're just gonna cut everything.
Never before seen.
This is where it starts.
Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack, King?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
This video makes it way more dramatic. I mean, it's a very intense docuseries, but this clip is making it seem way more dramatic than it needs to be.
No matter what, no matter what nobody said, let's just here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
The footage is part of a new, highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
Ooh, you heard how he said that? He said 50 cents. He didn't. This man, is this a white man? We don't see his face. He's just the guy that talks. Damn.
Titled Sean.
But I heard that 50 Cent.
Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to.
Okay, so let's just break down what's in this documentary. Now that we've broken the bag on that one, the documentary kind of is 4 episodes, right? And it kind of goes through. The way I look at it is that it goes through these areas of like what I think people are kind of wondering the most when it comes to the whole Sean Diddy Combs situation. The framing of how he became this icon to other things like the gangster rap, the Tupac and Biggie stuff, to other things such as the relationship with Cassie and other partners that he's had, the sexual assault allegations and assaults and things like that. It gets deep into a lot of these different things. And one of the things that I think we kind of can take away from the entire piece is this isn't over. This is just the beginning. And knowing 50 Cent, this is definitely not going to be it. Because the footage, what's cool about the doc is that it does show footage that hasn't been shown before. It does show things from places that we haven't seen in the media. It does show accounts and things that people actually haven't been able to actually see with their own eyes and kind of evaluate. And I'm like, this is crazy. If you have no idea about the Sean Diddy Combs stuff, or like even the allegations, or people who are in it. Like, I didn't know a lot of the celebrities or the artists or the producers that were in it, but I heard a lot of their names both from the case and in videos that I've just watched prior to the arrest and all that. So people like Lil Rod or I forget the Kirk. I think his name is Kirk. I forgot his last name. But like, there's very significant people within the Bad Boy Entertainment and Diddy's life who have been completely screwed over in some of the worst ways. And it gets very intense towards episode 4. I won't spoil what's in it. I think what's really important to take away from all of it, though, is that it's very uncomfortable, I think, to see all of it. To see, because it's like you don't see any, like, let's just get that off the way. You don't see any of the freak offs or like anything. Like, it's really more so an understanding of how did Sean Combs become Puff Daddy and what came with that, and how, in order for him to become as powerful as he did, how much violence and manipulation and abuse and drug use and things like that were happening, not just behind closed doors, but in front of people. And I think one of the things that kind of clicked was around episode 3 or 4. It was like the victims were all kind of giving their side of things. People wonder, like, well, why are they just now saying something, or they had all these years to say this and do that. And I'm thinking about it, I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's crazy because a lot of these people, they're all kind of fighting their own situation at the time of this happening. Like, Lil Rod's situation is not the same as Cassie's. He didn't even know what was going on with Cassie until she started filing the lawsuits. And then he was like, okay, I think this is my time this is a sign for me to do something. Making sense of the things that they saw, right, I think is a really hard thing. I don't think these people were trying to just find a way to make their money and be quiet about the horrible things that they were seeing. I think they saw horrible things and didn't know what to do with it. Or if it happened to them, they didn't know who they can talk to. One of the victims talks about it, like what happened to her. And she said, she talks about the responses that she got from people. And it leaves them to like not be able to go anywhere or tell anyone because there's no one that's actually going to be able to do anything. And that's a really scary thing to be in, I think, especially when you're talking about not like physical abuse, mental abuse. And then on top of that, I think being these famous people, these celebrities, they also have to maintain an image in the public eye. So it's like, imagine having to put on a face of everything is great, everything is awesome, we just made millions of dollars, but in the background you're getting beat, you're getting bruised, you're drugged, and you don't even know it, right, until you wake up next to someone and you don't even know what happened to you for the past 12 hours. And it's I think it's deeper than what we see. I think it's deeper than what we all can understand. I think what we can understand is that the industry, or not even, it's not the industry that did this Combs, not alone. Like, it's not one thing you can point to where it's like, this is what happened, or it was this, or it was that. Like, it was his mom, it was the people that he was working with, it was this, it was that. Like, it's all these things that kind of culminated into this behavior and mentality that he had. Life is not like a movie to where it's like you're hyper focused on an individual's narrative and you can see the signs, right? Because no one's looking at his childhood and being like, okay, he might be a psycho, he might be a sociopath because his mom did this and was this and his lifestyle was this. No one's saying things like that because no one looks at life from that way, right? But when you put it all in this docuseries, you see the patterns, you see the breadcrumbs. You're like, oh shit, he's living a life in which the way he's seen life. So this is a bigger issue than just him. It was really eye-opening watching the series and watching these witnesses and people kind of talk about what happened to them. It was intense and it was hard to watch. The only part that pissed me off was the jurors, because there's a section where the jurors are talking, and they're like, a couple of them come onto this documentary and give their statement about the whole case and their perspective. And the thing that pissed me off was like, one of the fucking dudes was just not like, it was like, you got this person in here who doesn't seem to understand that, okay, Capricorn Clark, emotional on the stand because she's reliving all these things that at the time she didn't even know how to process, and now that it's been some time, she's processing it in the moment. And so they're saying like it makes her statements this or that, but I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, but isn't the emotional reaction to those events enough of a tell of like, holy shit, this must have been terrible? Not as in like she's unreliable. I'm like, because when people are struggling to recount something, how often do they break down crying? I feel like you only break down crying when you're trying to recall something, as if you're recalling something that you have mentally blocked out. So to me, I'm like, that's crazy, because there's so much red tape in terms of what he's sentenced for. And one of the things one of the jurors pointed out was that domestic violence wasn't one of the charges. So the law is kind of fucked, basically, because the things he did to Cassie can only fit under a certain umbrella outside of domestic violence, and domestic violence isn't a charge. So if it was domestic violence, let's say, in there, he probably would have gotten guilty on that. But it wasn't that. It was all these other things, and all these other things are what he got guilty on. So it kind of opens up more of a story to like, I think, regular folk like us who aren't aware of everything and aren't sure of like, well, what happened, or how is it that he's only getting 2.5 years, or why wasn't it obvious that he's guilty, and things like that, when it's like, all right, let's unpack everything, right? Some of these jurors never seen Puff Daddy. Some of these jurors never listened to his music. Some did, some don't. We have to kind of take in these perspectives of people who really have no ties to who this person was, and that may shape whether or not he's guilty on certain things or not. And I'm like, yeah, it's frustrating, because there feels like there is so many people who would probably say he's guilty on all these accounts based on the Cassie video alone. I just don't think there's enough here. I think there's going to be way more. I think there's going to be way more documentaries. I feel like 50 Cent is silly enough to like only give us a taste of what they have, because it's a lot of unseen footage. And if Diddy is always filming, which it seems like that's the case, and they got this footage, there's got to be way more. There's got to be way more. And one of the things that was made pretty clear was like, the way it's all coming out is like as if this is all sudden, but what people have to understand is this has been happening since 92. So understanding that this has been happening for a long time is a lot to process, in my opinion. I don't know enough about the 50 Cent Diddy beef, but this is definitely the beginning. 50 is not done. He is going to make the most amount of money that he can producing this footage, producing this content. I don't think because he enjoys it, but I think because it does need to happen. I think people like Lil Rod, Don Richards, and all these people, I think they all deserve to have a space to really tell their story, or really tell their perspective, and to, if they need to, clear their name. There's so many layers, and there's so many people that haven't been connected into this, and I'm sure there's reasons why. But the docuseries is good. It was good. I thought it was good. I thought it was interesting. Wish it was longer, but I do think 4 episodes is not enough. I thought it'd be one movie, but even in 4 hours, not enough. Not enough info. And it almost doesn't feel like it isn't information that wasn't already out there. And I think that's kind of the point too, is like one of the points being made throughout it is that this has been happening. And the way we all kind of processed it was that we just kind of allowed ourselves to accept that this type of thing is happening. And then when you go through the timeline, it's a long list of things that have happened. And it's scary, because I think this paints a bigger picture of beyond Sean, whereas like there are other people who have been, there are other Weinsteins in the world. There are other people who do horrible things for the sake of their power or their money or their fame. and they do horrible things to people, and they threaten them, and they, in some cases, do take lives. And I think as people who like entertainment, right, there has to be a precedence on saying we will not stand for this being a result of the entertainment that we get, or from the celebrities or the people that we look up to or enjoy watching. I think especially within the Black community, right? Like, this is not what our legacy will be as a people. So I think that's kind of a bigger picture of what this documentary is trying to face, or is trying to paint, at least. I hope that more comes out. I hope they make more other documentaries that do show what else is going on. Because if there is more, we deserve to see more. It was good. I'm glad I watched it. I really did. The documentary, the Diddy documentary. I don't even know what it's called. I just typed in Diddy documentary, you know? And that's all you need. That's all you need. Great job, 50. Great fucking job. James Cameron says that he'll retire Avatar if Fire and Ash flops, basically, or if it fails to earn enough money to make more sequels. I'm like, it's crazy, bro, because I'm sure during, like, it's been a long time. He spent a lot of his own life making these movies, these Avatar movies, the Blue People. The first one's great, you know. Second one's all right. Took too long to make them, though. It took too long to make them, and I think he's realizing that he took too long to make them. And they're gonna make them with or without him, believe it or not, because AI is gonna do it. AI is gonna make 4 and 5 if Fire and Ash fails anyway. He thinks he's leaving Avatar. He's already gone, dude. The technology is here, but the fucking James Cameron is definitely dropping out of Avatar 3 when it's done. Movie's I'd be surprised if it makes half its budget. I don't know, because I don't know if people care about Avatar. I don't anymore. I stopped caring. We all grew up. And everybody who liked the first one is probably not going to be around to see 4 and 5. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say it. 50 years later, bro, some people are dying. They're dying. But anyway, stay with me. So there's these AI shorts that's been going around for a few weeks now, and I've just been trying to ignore them, but they keep popping up on my timeline. So I clicked one, and I was like, well, shit. Pixar, Disney is going to... Bro, I don't even know how to put this delicately. There's going to be so much animated porn. There is going to be so much animated porn. Robotics is one thing, but digital videos that you can just make, we aren't ready. The internet is actually going to just implode. There's these ranking the best Pixar AI videos. And I want to know who made these, because it's so weird to immediately think, oh, cool, a new Sora update. Let's make porn-based Pixar trailers. Because why not? But this is where we're going with. This is one of the trillions of avenues that you can find, and you're going to be able to find in terms of AI content. Right? In 10 years, the trillions of avenues that's going to be there with AI content, this is going to be one of them. So let's just get ahead of ourselves. Let me make sure we can hear the best Pixar AI trailers. All right? Now stay with me, because this is going to get weird.
Oh, you're the new neighbor.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, what's going on here, man? I mean, number 5. I don't like that we're doing this. It's called Stuffed, bro. It's called Stuffed. We got 5 animated black men at different muscle sizes in tank tops, underwears, and for some reason, shoes. This is just bad for white and black people, you know?
Hi.
We're kind of a package deal.
What was he doing? Hold on.
Oh, you're the new neighbor.
Hold on.
Yeah. Hi.
Bruh. This AI shit is ridiculous. Never even noticed this. This dude this isn't even a human. This is... Oh, yeah. Sora 2 ain't ready yet, you know? Maybe this is still Sora 1. Maybe that's the problem. That's uncanny right there. This dude is he's having an issue. He's having an issue.
Oh,
Bruh.
you're the new neighbor.
Yeah. Hi.
We're kind of a package deal.
Hope you like company.
I think I can handle it.
You sure? We're a lot.
I'm starting to like a lot.
Like, this is I can't. Okay, this is terrible. You know, the thing that fucks it up too is like it sounds like a Pixar movie, right? And I hate that movies have been so formulaic for the past 15, 20 years that it's going to be really easy to do that now. And this is the issue that we're just going to have to face, right? Movies and shows, or movies specifically, cinema, I guess. You know, it's all been so fucking formulaic in terms of its marketing and the way that they make them. All these children movies are basically the same movie. Now AI is just it's just going to make the most generic looking trailers. That's like, you know, I could see that as a Pixar movie. And you want to know why? Because this is every Pixar movie. This is every Pixar movie, bro. And now you've put in 5 black men and 1 white girl in it. And I'm this is not supposed to happen. This is not supposed to happen. I don't like this.
I think I can handle it.
You think you can handle it, bro. You think you can handle it. What is this shot even supposed to be? You got a bunch of stuffed animals. Why are the arms longer than the body? What does this stuffed animal have to do with any of this? I've never watched a porn with 5 black men and 1 white girl. So I don't know what I'm missing in this experimental situation. I don't even want to, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to find out. I'm not going to research this because I feel like I'm going to just be scarred. You know, it's weird that within the generation, it's generating teddy bears. I don't know what the significance is.
We're live.
I'm starting to like.
And then there's even a smaller black guy. What is going on, dude? Why are they playing a game? This doesn't make sense. Dude's he's sitting on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's gone from 5 to 6. This is definitely a 1 out of 5. This is not the best one. It's definitely not the best one. It has some visual issues, and it's just generic, man. It's just generic. It's lazy. It's lazy for Pixar. It's lazy for AI, and it's lazy for porn. I want to see what the next one is.
A lot.
Next one is worse. Next one is worse. Finding water. Why? 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 How did we get here as a society, as a humanity, you know? Where is this taking place? We can guess. Kids malnourished. You got desert. Why does he have a big head and a lot of hair? This is terrible. This is terrible. I don't even know if I can actually show this. I actually don't even know if I'm going to be able to show this in the final cut.
We can save everyone. Then let's go find it.
Comes a journey to bring hope.
We did it!
Finding water. Only
But I even got the voice. Finding water. Fucking.
Then let's go find it.
comes a journey to bring hope.
We did
Comes a journey to bring hope. They should have put Neil deGrasse Tyson on this one. Only in theaters. Bruh. I forgot what these videos are, and I looked at what the next one was, and I hate it. It actually only gets worse as it goes up. That's crazy. Finding water. This is terrible. This is the worst use of AI.
From Disney and Pixar.
Finding water.
If we can find water, we can save everyone. Then let's go find it.
Comes a journey
Because we are dying. I hate this.
to bring hope.
We did it!
Finding water. Only
I hate this, and I hate that I'm laughing.
in theaters this.
Hey, kids, the name's
Bruh. Epstein. Okay. Finding water. 3 out of 5. Epstein. Society is unhinged, man.
Epstein. Let's get you out of here.
Bruh. Let's get you out of here. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
This place is amazing. We're really staying here.
The island, bro. The island. Why is the island Indian? What is going on?
Like, we'll finally get out of here.
Beta, please.
Oh, wait. These just jump straight into each other. Hold on. We didn't even get a full look at the up and coming title, Epstein. Wait a minute. You got him on a plane, bro. I don't even know what type of plane this is. What type of plane has triangle windows?
Let's get you out of here.
Like, this is so wrong. This is disgusting. Bruh. From the studio that brought you Cloud Harbor, bruh. I don't understand why Epstein's Island has like the Taj Mahal on it, you know? It doesn't make sense.
This place is amazing.
Like, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Well, we gotta go see the movie, you know? I hope that one day someone is bold enough to take these ideas, and when AI is fully capable, right? Make the you know what? Never mind. I don't even want to try and.
We're really staying here?
As long as you like. We'll finally get out of here.
Beta, please.
Do not redeem it.
Do not redeem it. This one is okay. Epstein, I give it a 4 out of 5 because that's a really bold one. Do not redeem it is just racist.
Ma, just one more, then we can leave this basement.
This Diwali, bro. This Diwali.
You keep saying that, Beta.
But every scam takes him further from the truth. From Disney and Pixar, he's one card away from the life he promised. Maybe
He's one card away. What is this life? I don't even understand the joke. I just know it's racist. That's the sad part. You don't even fully understand what the joke is in this one, but you know it's racist. Do not redeem it. Can't say it without trying to put on an accent. I'm giving it a 2 out of 5.
He's one card away from the life he promised. Maybe I should redeem myself. First time in Thailand.
Lady boy. Wow. I wonder if they made like a list of like 20 different ideas and then these were the 5 that they settled on. You know? Like
Pixieworks Animation.
You have the cutest smile. Careful, I might steal it.
Oh, comes a story about finding someone who truly sees you.
Oh, hi, I'm Gene.
Hi, G.
But she's got a secret.
You look
but she's got a secret. This is too much. This one's too far.
cute when you sweat.
Oh, thanks.
I haven't felt like this in years.
There's
And I hate it.
something I haven't told you.
Lady.
There's something I haven't told you. Man. I hope this is making someone's day. I put off playing Marvel Rivals. I put off doing my notes. I put off catching up on content and films and movies so that we could watch this list of AI Pixar movies. Stuffed, Finding Water, Epstein, Do Not Redeem It, and Ladyboy, coming to a theater near you.
Special correspondent Fred
Easy.
Lazaro has the story for our series, Rethinking College.
And the principle of humanities says, treat all people as ends in themselves, never merely as means.
About 2 years ago, Megan Fritz, a philosophy professor at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock, began spotting something unusual about her students' writing.
You suddenly get an essay or a test answer, some kind of assignment from a student whose normal writing you're familiar with, and you get something back that sort of sounds like an official business document or a piece of technical writing that sounds very highly polished, but very impersonal.
That's what's crazy, because I'm like, back in the day, you could go from writing a paper that's just completely sloppy and goofy to writing something that's actually pretty well written. You know what it's called? It's called making drafts, revisions. And even before AI, doing revisions for like an essay or a paper or whatever was hell. I never really enjoyed doing drafts, and I honestly don't even remember doing them. I kind of just remember, but even then, no, I do remember doing them. Yeah, you used to use Google Docs and then you just comment on each other's shit. Like, does this make sense? Is this there? Is this that? It wasn't that hard, actually. Holy shit. People are just stupid these days then. Generative AI intelligence. I think I've been watching enough interviews about how AI is being created and, things like that to get an understanding that when it comes down to how the individual is approaching AI, it's about your intent. You know, I never approach AI technology with the intent to stop my critical thinking or my ability to think for myself. It is usually only to help answer a question that I've created that I already have somewhat of an understanding of, and to help verify, help understand even further, right? And usually in just a more faster way. To me, the thing that's a problem is that now Gemini is just on Google. So it's like every time you search Google, Gemini is the first thing that pops up. And sometimes it's helpful, but other times I want to find an actual website, right? And to me, that's where the issue is, because it's like if you immediately have the AI generated answer in front of you, it gives you less incentive to kind of search through. Like, I don't mind searching through 7 different websites to find a product or to find whatever it is I need. With Gemini and shit like that, it just gives you an answer immediately. And the thing is, even now on the sides, it has sources of where it's getting its information, whether it's on Wikipedia or another website, or it'll give you direct links. But people are not going to click those direct links. People are not going to pay attention to the sources, because that's not what people do intuitively. They look for the answer, and once they get the answer, they're done. So I think the problem too is, like, there has to be that gap where you go from not having access to this thing to then having access to this thing, so that way you know how to navigate things without that thing. Like, I'm never afraid of what AI can do. Like, okay, yeah, it sucks that if AI can make movies and do all these things that we spend our time doing, or it's going to do surgery, or it's taking the jobs away from junior lawyers. So all these people who spent money and went into all these things, it's taking all that away, but I'm also thinking too, like, as an individual, what I want to do within my own purpose of life, I can still do those things. I could still choose to do those things, pursue those things. No one is stopping me. No one's chaining me to a wall and saying, all right, well, AI is doing all the movies now, so we're just going to put you on this wall and you can no longer write. You can no longer make your own film. You can no longer do it yourself. You can. It's just going to take, I don't know. It might be a little harder now. I don't know. It might be actually easier now. I think the one real problem is discoverability at that point, because you'll have AI actors or AI crew or AI films being produced that will get the masses, that will get the majority. So you would have to be able to find a niche, a nuance, a something to gain an audience. And I think that's going to be true for most jobs that people decide to pursue that isn't AI heavy. So children or college students, I think it's a scary world to decide what they're going to do, because they're investing their time right now into stuff that they're not even going to be able to do, that they're not going to be able to even compete for. And I think that's the scary part. It's like, it's one thing if you're not going to be able to do it, but you literally don't even get a chance to try. Yet you're putting on all this debt, you're putting in all these hours. And this is the thing that we're facing, is that we have an entire two generations of people who have spent their entire life growing up getting educations because they were told this is how you survive. This is what life is, education, and getting into the field in which you desire. And all these things are being taken away. And now all these people we're all struggling. Like, well, no one knows what's going to happen. No one knows if it's going to be good or bad, or how bad or how good. And yet yet tuition is still $20,000. So what do people do? It's a real question that I think we're starting to approach faster. I think by 2030, it's going to be a real problem, because more people are graduating, and more people are not just like, it's not just like film and artist people, right? I'm talking about those lawyers and people training to be doctors who literally have to dedicate a portion of their life to even get into that job, that career rather. By the time they get there, if they're doing it now, it's not going to matter. And so it's like, well, what did they do with all that? They just be a manual doctor, like a hands-on human doctor. I think the data shows that people over time are going to prefer AI over human, just because of the chance for error is going to be significantly smaller in AI than in people. And AI doesn't get drunk, and doesn't have a drinking problem. AI doesn't need sleep and all these things. These are all the things I hear. But I'm also like, AI does require things in order to be functional. It requires power. It requires maintenance. It does require all these things that simply we don't require. We don't need to be plugged in, but we do need to sleep, right? We don't need to be fucking wiped down with Rust-Oleum or whatever. Rust-Oleum is paint, with like rust remover or whatever, but we do have to shower. I think there's going to have to be a balance and a realization that AI is not going to be able to do everything so easily, completely. It still needs to be maintained like another like humans would have to be maintained. It may not want to, it may not need to get paid, but you can't have it running for forever. It's going to have to turn off at some point, going to have to be switched out, updated, whatever. There's all these other factors that I don't think are being considered, to where AI is not going to be the answer to everything immediately, because it's not going to run infinitely, right? Like an AI malfunctions, that thing could fucking twitch and I don't know, blow up a building by accident. The worst a human can do is get sick. Like there are levels to, I think, the percentage of error. So I would still prefer human error, because at least with human error, you know, they may fuck up my hair with a bad haircut because he fucking sneezed right at the lineup or something, as opposed to a fucking AI who glitches out and, you know, instead of just fucking up my hair, oh, my head's gone. Cool. I'm dead now. You know, like, to me, there are levels to it. But getting back to this point, it's also really stupid to use AI to write your paper for you, knowing you don't sound like the AI, and then not even being smart enough to check to make sure things are copacetic. You just kind of, like, I genuinely can't believe that that's what people are doing in terms of college or high school, because it actually just shows the problem. This is the problem, right? AI is just showing people's intelligence at their own expense. If you're already capable, if you're already smart, if you're already intuitive, if you're already these things, you have, your biggest worry is AI is going to take the job that you're fighting and training to get. It's not that you're going to lose your sense of purpose or you're going to be unable to function in life. One of the things I've used AI for that's helped me a lot is understanding how to do script coverage. Me and this Claude app, we walk through script coverage and how to do it and how to get into the industry doing script coverage, and setting up a process for me to do this sample, then that sample, and then go into the site and create this thing, so that way I can start getting my space into this area of what I want to do. Right. And it didn't require me saying, hey, write script coverage of this pilot that I like, write script coverage for this, do this for me. Right. It was me. I still did the work. I still sat down, took 3 hours to read a script, and then another 2-3 hours to write the synopsis, and then another 2-3 hours to start writing the critical analysis of the script. Right. And it's like, it is easier to just simply have the AI do that. And there was like a very, very, very small part of me was like, what happens if I just have the AI do it? To me, I was like, the problem is you won't know how to do it. You won't know how to do it if you have the AI do it. You won't understand the thinking process that happens for getting those sentences out, for explaining yourself. And I'm like, that's the whole point of this job that I'm pursuing. You have to be able to look at scripts differently and be able to break them down in digestible ways. If you have an AI do that for you, you're never going to learn how to articulate that. So I was like, oh, there you go. That's the difference. If you never have that click in your brain where it's like, I need to learn how to do this thing for my own benefit, not just getting this thing done, then it's never going to be a benefit for you. It's always going to be an addiction or a hindrance or a crutch or whatever. I don't blame high schoolers because they're teenagers, but I blame college students because you should know better. I blame adults if they do that, because it's like, it's just lazy, and it's like a waste of your own brain, of your own like curiosity of that thing. Like, why even be interested in, why say you like this thing if you're not even willing to do the work for it? I think, at least for what it is now, when it comes to artificial intelligence, it should be something that is enhancing your capacity to critically think and better your own cognitive skills, not worsen them. It shouldn't be doing everything for you. There's no reason for it to be doing everything for you. You have so many things to do. Do them. Get good at them. Do them so good you can do them with one hand tied behind your back, and then let AI do it, so that way you're not losing anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather AI be able to tie my shoes for me for the rest of my life. I don't need to learn. I don't need to keep that critical skill going, If it gets to the point where I literally don't know how to tie my shoes, then maybe that's a bit too much, right? But if I don't know how to tie my shoes, why do I got AI doing it for me? That's kind of sad, The brain is so uniquely profound in what it's capable of doing. And we're all so unique individuals that everybody's brain, I think, has so many different levels of capacity to do different things. And to miss out on exploring that is a waste. It is a waste of that level of intelligence, right? of that potential of intelligence, and whatever it is you want to be curious about. Be curious about it now while you still can, and while you even still have the option to be. Because who knows, fucking the albino alligator is dead. So you can only be so curious about that thing. You know what I mean? Things are dying, things become extinct. I don't know if they're coming back. So let's use our brain to be curious about the things that are on this planet before we no longer have an option to.
Swept through not only
College
her
students,
campus. The reason generative AI has spread so quickly on college campuses is not hard to understand. It's transformed tasks that used to take hours, even days of writing and revision into something that can be done in mere minutes.
But these people ain't got shit to be doing anyway to where they need to be doing this in mere minutes. Students are literally in college for that. Like, that's what's crazy. Like, bro, I spent hours learning Japanese to not remember any of it. And I'm glad that's the case, because I can at least say I remember spending the hours, booking the library sessions, writing out the symbols, and still not knowing what the fuck I just learned. Like, there is a benefit to spending hours trying to understand something, because sometimes you might actually learn it and sometimes you might not. I think studying, it's a social dynamic that can better your college experience. We've had so many programs in college that were centered around studying, and it was ways to get people to either know to know their dorm mates, or to know their building, or to know who their advisors are, or to, like, so many different incentives, because college students want to know those things. They do want to know who their counselors are. They do want to know who lives in their building. They do want to know where to go for this thing, where programs are happening. And I didn't know this until I was like working for the campus, and like having students actually ask me these questions. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. You motherfuckers really want to know where the advisor building is? Like, the fuck? But people want to know. They should want to know, because college is about being able to advocate for the shit that you need, and being able to go get the shit that you need without the use of your parents, being an adult in at least some level of life. But it turns out, towards the end of my college experience, a lot of people just got babied because of quarantine. So people just kind of, the entire process of becoming a functional, independent adult just kind of took a back step. So a lot of people just fucking useless. But that's college for you. They, it's goofy, and AI is only going to make it worse if they have no incentive to like put in those hours. Because it makes you worried. Like, even the smartest people who do put in the hours, are they going to now put in less hours? And I think that says a lot, when even the smartest person in the class is like, I'm gonna use AI to speed this process up. I think that's dangerous. So people should be using their brain consistently. AI, artificial intelligence, it's all just kind of pointing a big issue at the social norms when it comes to our perception of education and being educated, and how to maintain being a lifelong learner, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't be trying to shortcut information being given to you, because that information could save your life. If cavemen if cavemen back in the day, if like people back in the day had AI to do things for them, to just do the information for them, they would never know how to survive, and they would die so fast, because they would have no inclination on how to prepare or how to prevent themselves from being killed by a wild animal. You know what I mean? AI is
Impact has been deeply
It is a supplemental piece. It is an add-on to your own brain. It is not the main thing.
If I'm reading the writings of ChatGPT, and instead of my students, I have lost the very best tool that I have to see if I am being effective in my capacity as an instructor or
Facts.
not.
We really need a framework.
I don't know if I've actually talked about this before, but when it comes to education, it is so boring. From kindergarten to high school, it is so boring. It is shit. We make memes about schools being prisons. School is just too instructional. It is bogging down dense information to children. So you grow up with a mentality that education and learning is just not that interesting or it's not that fun. And that's kind of been the rhetoric for about 50 years. I don't know. And now we have children that don't read books because they don't see a point when there is a point to books. You know, it took a long time for me to realize, oh, books have really good things in them. They have really important things in them. Took a long time to really understand that because of how textbooks are presented to children. Books are those big ass hardcover books with those thin ass pages and paragraphs of whatever, you know. No one's gonna want to read after having to carry 5 of those bitches 5 days a week. Now we're at a point where, you know, we've kind of the dynamic around it all is just bad. It's just poor. We haven't actually treated the education system with any level of care, attention, or importance on any level, financial or educational or social or whatever. And now AI is just pointing a bigger finger at that and saying, look, these people are not engaged with what they're being taught. Lectures have not been helpful. You know, textbooks don't help students engage. They're tuning out. They've been tuning out for for decades. Maybe for centuries, I don't fucking know, but decades definitely. And when you have something that can just give you all that information plus the answer and then some, you're just going to go that route unless you are actually interested in the topic. I didn't know that until I got to college, until I started studying the things that I actually thought were interesting. And when I got into film, like it was such a surreal experience in terms of education. Cause I'm like, you know what's crazy, bro? I'm sitting in this horror film lecture and this teacher has been talking for 2 hours about the context of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I couldn't be more interested. Like, you know, I'm like, this is crazy. I'm listening to a lecture on a movie and I want to keep listening. Right. And then afterwards we watched the movie. And that's how that class went. It's like one of the most popular classes in my college at the time. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is education. This is what I'm learning, how I'm learning this thing. And I didn't know this about this movie. You know, this was in 2017, 2018, whatever. It made me look at the way I was learning things so differently. Like, you always know school is boring, but you never really understood if it can be interesting. And you never could understand why the smartest people in class get A's or whatever. When it's like, how do you even have the capacity to do this shit? When it's like, bro, calculus, the fuck? Who's interested in that, right? But there are people that are. And so it's not that they get the information immediately or that they just instantly clicks. It is something that they're actually interested in. So their brain, when they're learning it, picks it up and holds on to that shit. But we're forced to learn what we're learning for majority of our life. And, you know, I don't think there's really a healthy way around that because kids have to learn how to do basic things. So you have to learn all that. And you don't get to your own choice until you hit college. It's like trying to prevent children from fucking up their own potential without them fully understanding the mindset or the perspective that they're looking at it from. And there's no way to tell them like, hey man, I know it's real boring right now, but trust me, you're gonna want to know this later. Like, I don't know how to explain it better than that. And now AI just takes away any level of that conversation because now they literally have no choice but to not pay attention, even in the subjects that they like. College kids are kind of fucked.
In which people can
They're kind of
use
fucked.
these things and innovate.
They're using their own demise.
Risk.
Like, you know, you should use AI to answer questions like this. Why are zebras black and white? That's a question you can ask AI. Because it'll tell you like the predators, like tigers and shit, they have different, like their vision is different than ours. So to us, the zebra is black and white, but to the tiger or whatever, or the lion or whatever, it's the same color as the Sahara. So it blends in almost perfectly. You know, you could use AI to answer small questions like that, but you know, I wouldn't use it to explain the meaning of the universe or anything. At least not yet. But yeah, it do makes a good point. Like it'll short circuit their cognitive abilities. And it's like, it's a waste of your own time. You're in college. This is what you're here for. You did all the work to get here just to let something else do it for you. It's literally like giving up in the race for no reason.
But for Fritz, who has a strict no AI policy, identifying it has been complicated and time-consuming.
Yeah. There is no way you're going to be able to identify AI. I'm sorry. Like, I don't think there is, you know? It's like to me, this is the equivalent of the internet versus no internet. Back in the day, you know, I feel like there was only so much you could do to try and get over on doing a paper. But when the internet comes out, you could probably find a paper, buy a paper, or whatever, be none the wiser. Or you could have someone type the paper up for you or whatever. And it'd be harder to detect. And now it's even harder to detect. And you could probably get all these websites, these apps, these tools, these extensions, whatever. But I don't think it's going to catch them all. It's just not going to catch them all because, hell, I could do that. You know, I could put my paper and have AI write it. And then I can go in and then I can adjust it. And then I could, you know, make sure it at least sounds close enough to like me, but more like a polished version of what I would have said, but still like me. And you probably wouldn't know, you know, so there's really no getting around it because it's just too big. It is just too big. The only way to me to get around it is students live on a university that's tech free at that point. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. It's an extreme case, but it's like it has to be a tech free university. The only way is, here we go. Handwritten assignments only. Nothing. I mean, but they could just, okay, if you're going to go through the work of having AI print out your paper, write your paper, and then you just handwrite everything that the AI wrote, you might as well have done the paper yourself. But maybe that's the solution. Handwritten assignments only. You can only turn everything in that's written on paper and pencil, one of the two, nothing digital, you know? And I think educators kind of have to face that fact that they've also been kind of pigeonholing, or they've kind of been coddled with technology to where, you know, even since the pandemic and probably before, where it's like everything is submit online, syllabus is online, this is that. And like, can I get a fucking paper? Some staples, front and back, please? What happened to the paper? Oh, we're trying to save the trees. Bullshit. You're just lazy. If you don't go and print out them 500 copies so that way I can have the physical piece of paper in my hand. We just have to go back to physical things. And I think maybe that's the step we need to take, is less digital, more physical in the classroom. That's the only way. That's the only way. Get rid of the smart boards. Get rid of the laptops. Quarantine is over. You don't need to bring your laptop to school. You don't need it. Or to class. You don't need it. You need a pen and paper. You need a backpack, a pencil box, book, sharpener. That's it. Lectures 2.5 hours. Let's get into it. We're talking about Chernobyl. You know what I mean? Education could be fun, and it takes engaging professors. If your professor is just boring, then it's going to be a hard time.
Certainly cuts into my life quite a bit. It at least has sometimes made teaching feel like policing.
And these detection methods are not foolproof. Students online say that they're caught in the middle.
I've been falsely accused by my university of using AI to write a paper.
My final paper got detected as 60% AI.
See, now, like I said, this isn't going to work because it's like some people are just good at writing papers, you know? Some people are good at talking professional for a paper. It's not an untapped skill. Some people were on the debate team in high school. Well, like it ruins the credibility of those who are trying. I do think, handwritten is still going to be the best policy because it becomes a point to where you can't even trust your students before you even know them. And that's so unfair to the dynamic of the professor-student, teacher-student dynamic, where that trust has to be there in order for the student to fully learn, in order for the teacher to fully educate. You know, it's just muddy. I'm glad I graduated. I'm glad I got out of that fucking thing, man, because it would be a nightmare. It sucks for those who are doing their work and are getting the backlash.
You're going to be asked to go out and venture into Gen AI?
Not all schools are anti-AI. Some are actually looking for ways to embrace it. Lori Kendall teaches an entrepreneurship class in the Fisher College of Business at The Ohio State University.
When Gen AI came out, I and every other instructor did, oh great, now what? Do we allow AI? Do we not allow AI? And the reality is, you know what? They're going to use it anyway.
She now encourages her students to use AI to
I hate when lecture rooms look like this, bro. I hate when lecture rooms look like this, bro. This is not a classroom. This is a theater room. This is a fucking theater.
As a learning aid.
Why are there no desks?
A lot of people,
like,
might
there
use
are no
AI
desks.
just to
I'm
get
fucking up
assignments
the
done.
damn screen. There are no desks. And it's like all uncomfortable. You got to put your phone on your damn lap. You got a fucking 2-inch wide little stand to put your laptop on. Like, bro, you can't. I hate looking at this stuff like this because I'm like, these are the classrooms I hate it the most. When I'm like, you can't do anything, can't do anything. So I'm not going to. I'm just gonna sit here and look at you while you talk for 2 hours.
A lot of people, might use AI just to get assignments done, plagiarism. But I like to use AI just for a deeper understanding.
Rachel Gervais is a first-year student majoring in air transportation.
I oftentimes use AI to create questions regarding this topic so I not only get a better understanding of the actual material,
Oh, well,
but I
there
also
you go.
can test and see what I need to maybe focus on even more.
If
There
you
you
don't
go.
use AI or the next technology that comes along to be more effective, you're not going to be competitive in the job market. The job market's changing right underneath your feet.
Balaam Konda spearheaded Ohio State's new AI Fluency Initiative, which requires all undergraduate students across academic disciplines learn and use AI tools.
I mean, I think that's like I said, I think this is a better outcome, right? Instead of trying to just police it, but encourage it in the right ways. Yeah, I think it's a very more ideal, because if I was in class and this is how my teacher was saying, like, yes, we're going to be able to, you can use AI, but we're going to use it to help understand the topic rather than just give us the answer completely, and getting that deeper understanding, as she said, I think is the fundamental point of getting the most out of the AI technology that's going to be coming our way, is to get a better understanding of something and not just getting an answer without the exploration of the question. It's a philosophical thing at the end of the day. I think curiosity is a philosophical thing. Education is a path to wisdom. It all matters, because if you end up having children and they're going to come to you for help on things, and if you can't help them, then I'm like, well, is it your fault or the education system's fault, or all, like, you can only blame yourself if you don't know how to do things, is the way I look at it, because you can learn. You always could have learned. Before you had books, you had word of mouth. Then you had books and word of mouth. Then you had books, word of mouth, and videos and the internet. Now you have books, word of mouth, videos, the internet, and AI. I think all of it is equally valuable as long as you use it in the right way. Word of mouth is extremely valuable if it's from a trusted source. Books, extremely valuable if it's from a trusted source. The internet, extremely valuable if from a trusted source. AI, valuable from a trusted source. And I think understanding what that trusted source means is part of it. For AI, it's a deeper understanding into something rather than an answer to something. And I think that's pretty much the same. I think that's always the same, right? Clarity of something rather than answer. Because you could ask if aliens are out there. And if it says yes, it's like, okay, but to what degree? Are they on the same level as humans, or more or less? Are they close or far? And relatively, how far or close? Are they in the solar system? Do they know of our existence? Have we tried communicating? Is it even possible? These are deeper understanding questions that we could explore. I don't think AI could answer those types of questions, but you understand, like, the idea of critical thinking and exploring your own questions deeper. So that way it's not like, yeah, there are aliens out there and that be enough. It's not enough. Oh, there are aliens out there? What do you mean? Let's dive into it. Abraham Lincoln was an alien. What the fuck? What is going on?
Prompted experimentation across the disciplines, like music professor Tina Talon's AI and music class. One member of her class, tuba instructor and doctoral student Will Resch, is using AI to analyze airflow into his instrument over thousands of repetitions. The data will help guide students on how to play the perfect note.
I don't know if I agree with that, though. I don't know. I don't play a fucking tuba, so I don't know, man. But I'm like, what did Beethoven do? You know what I mean? Like, to get better at music. Like, he didn't use AI. Like, my man fucking put his ear to the ground and felt the vibration himself or some shit. He was fucking blind or something. It does get to a point to where it's like, how do we, like, we're slicing a slice of bread that's already been sliced. Okay. We're checking the airwaves of this thing, like, whoa. But I don't know how important that is in a breath-based instrument. I assume it's pretty important. Maybe it could help people play the flute better. I don't know. But I also think that would be the point of the music instructor would be to have that skill to help improve one's airflow into their instrument. This is when I think it gets a little muddy. Because I'm like, I think when it comes to like the craft of an art, I think the better option is through exploration of the body, since that's usually where it's coming from. But I don't know. I'm not a professor. I really don't know.
yeah.
But yeah, I think humanity or society or people, whatever, we just have to face those questions and I think we have to have the integrity to do the thing. Like, this is to me, it's more of a moral and ethics question, because education has to be your own decision. You have to want it willfully. And when you do, whether you use AI or you read by hand or you just use the what's available on the internet, or whatever, no matter how you get that information, I think it's going to come down to your personal desire to get the information, the understanding, and the learning of that thing. And I honestly, I think there's just a majority on the opposite end where they're just going to take the answer as opposed to the deeper understanding, because it's just too much of how many years you spend in education just learning shit that you don't care about or don't really know. And because you're children, you spend 9 years learning things, being forced to learn things in different classes while going through all these different changes as you grow up. Whether you have a good life, bad life, childhood, whatever, it would have to be done at such a younger level that it's almost too dangerous, to even try. It's way too dangerous to try and get children to understand how to properly use artificial intelligence, because their brain isn't developed enough to not take on the negative traits of it. Children have to be excited to learn on all levels. So that way, by the time they get to the point to where they can decide what to learn, whether they use AI or not to further explore that, it'll always be an honest exploration, right? Rather than trying to get from point A to point B, because the education is the middle point, not the beginning and the end. And if that's lost in the education world, then there will be no point in education. We going beyond education, I think we all just have to decide that for ourselves and make the good choice. Make the good choice. Use AI to help you stay alive, not to stay alive for you. I didn't know that video was like 10 minutes, to be honest. That was a 10-minute video, and we spent like a minute. We spent some time on that bitch.
Did you know the entire Earth is $315 trillion in debt?
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Who do they owe money to?
Bro, who are they getting money from?
It blows my mind that, first off, you have everything on the planet here to live for free.
You literally have everything you need.
And then you invent a system that creates a deterioration of your own resources.
This is the peak of the episode, I saved this on my Instagram because I didn't listen to it. I just saw it. I read the subtitles and I was like, what is going on, man? Don't know how this ended up on my page. Don't know why I did, but I was glad it did, because I'm like, hey, anytime aliens are discussing human debt, I feel like that's a sweet topic right there. But we are in debt to ourselves as a planet. Isn't that something? It's a truly unique human experience to be in debt to ourselves.
You created a store of value that's literally storing
My man is wearing
less and less value.
He's wearing Space Jam, and the other one is wearing cats. This is the Avatar movie that we need. This is the Avatar movie that we need, dude.
Every day.
Every day.
And you're increasing your technology, and yet somehow you still owe money to someone, and it's $315 trillion. There's not.
He's so upset about it too. He's so upset about the human debt. Like there's a cosmic ecosystem, right? And humans are just they're the number one issue, starting with the fact that they owe themselves money, and that it's just they've had enough. These aliens have had enough of the human debt problem. I hope that somewhere out there is an alien race advanced enough that is watching the Earth, the society of the Earth just disintegrate. And this is a major talking point on the Intergalactic Podcast. Human debt. What is up?
Enough paper to print that much cash. What are they doing?
Dude, Earth is like the worst meme coin.
True.
It's the worst.
They got
True.
rugged. Earth got rugged.
Man, I wish this was aliens. Oh man, I wish aliens would just, they got to release their episodes of their podcast about Earth, because that shit will go viral as fuck. Imagine like 100-episode miniseries podcast from aliens about the state of Earth. That shit would be lit, dude. Man, how would you even start that? And how would you end that? Like, I want these guys to host it too. Only these two
You want to know what
format.
I found out the other day?
What did you find out the other day?
Did you know the entire Earth?
You want to know what I found out the other day? What'd you find out the other day? Like, what do you mean? Were you walking in the galaxy and you just heard this about Earth?
Is $315 trillion in debt.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What? Who do they owe money to?
Bro, who are they getting money from?
It is a lot of money. 315 trillion is a fuck ton of money. Never paying that back.
Bro.
It blows my mind that, first off, you have everything on the planet here to live for free.
You literally have everything you need.
And then you invent a system that creates...
I hate that they're so like uppity about it too, as if like their society, they don't have everything they need on their planet. So it makes sense that they're in debt somewhere else, not on their planet, but they're in debt to like another planet on another galaxy or some shit. Like as if we have the nerve to be in debt. Like they got bigger issues than Earth. Man, fuck these aliens. These fucking assholes think that because they're aliens, they don't got as much debt issues as we do. Fuck these guys, dude. Fuck these guys. We stand up for humanity irregardless, bro.
He crossed the border.
I don't know why I restarted it like it was like this wasn't the beginning of this clip. We're gonna just end this on another set of Disney Sora trailers, because why not? I feel like that's how we started. Might as well end it that way. So, number 2, crossed the border.
For a dream.
My daddy says I need a boyfriend who works.
And I need citizenship.
Bruh.
Target acquired! It's a love!
La Gringa Compapeles. This summer. La Gringa. Interesting.
Visa, baby!
This summer, love
kind of nailed that one. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
gets approved. Pending review.
La Gringa.
I just want
Duolingo who? Dua who? I'll fix the edit. Dua who?
to see what's on the other side. Mijo, it's too dangerous.
Are these all immigration? Are these all immigration based? What is... Why?
You're staying.
Did they just say generate 5, 6 immigration based Disney Pixar trailers? They even got the updated wall. This is terrible.
That's final.
My man's climbing the wall with fucking inspirational music.
Then I'll find my own way.
They should have flipped it to where he's trying to escape.
Hold on tight. I won't eat tortillas anymore.
Oh my God. I don't eat tortillas anymore. I don't eat tortillas anymore. None of these had a song on it. None of these had it like a musical, which is strange. Very un-Disney.
From Disney and Pixar.
Check out the drop on her, cuh.
La Mamolona ka. La Mamalona. Fuck this one.
She's sitting lower than my tia's chancla, fool.
Meet Benny and Chewie.
This ain't just a truck. It's our mamalona.
It's like, the one thing this helps me understand is Disney is terrified to write teenagers. It just can't do it. It can only write about children and preteens. And sometimes adults. Can't write about teenagers, though. They have no character arc when it comes to teenagers.
What family means.
Let's show the whole barrio how we roll, cuh.
And how loud a heart.
Bro, I'm tired. I'm so tired. Finding Water makes a comeback, bro. Finding Water makes a comeback.
Day, I'm gonna fly.
Ozma.
Hi.
Little Arabic film? Oh no. Oh no.
Higher than the clouds.
The world is big, Ozma, but so is your heart.
No. 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 Nope. 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 I nope. Oh man. We're really doing this, huh? We're really doing this one, huh? They said nothing is off limits. Is this supposed to be the boy that's supposed to is he the one that's supposed to crash the plane into the towers?
Look at it, Baba.
The city in the sky.
The city in the sky.
This thing works. We're
Bruh. YNs free the slaves. They didn't even try with this one. This is kind of a weak one. YNs free the slave. They didn't even try with this title.
not just talking history, we're changing it.
Then let's ride.
Where y'all from? From a future that says you're supposed to be free.
Patrol coming. We got minutes.
They went back to, hold on, let's just break this one down real quick. We got to break this one down. YNs free the slaves. So they find a device that lets them travel back in time. For some reason, they're all wearing ski masks.
Not just talking history, we're changing it.
Then let's ride.
Where y'all from? From a future
They go back in time to meet slaves who, one is dressed time appropriate, the other one is dressed like it's 2007.
that says you're supposed to be free.
Patrol
Michael B. Jordan
coming. We got minutes.
Then we hit them hard.
shooting guns.
I ain't gotta run no more.
We're getting everybody out. All of them.
Time to make history ours.
You know, it's weird when you try to make light of slavery. It really gets weird. And that's the trailer we're gonna end it on. Disney Pixar's YNs Free the Slaves. Coming to a theater near you. Okay. So, I'm done. But my night, I think I just got to reflect. So, next episode, I don't know what we're doing, man. You know what? I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not even going to make a plan. We are going to hit record and we're going to try to do better. We're going to try to do better. I'm sorry. Diddy's in jail for 2 years, and maybe he's safer there after what we've seen today. Maybe we're all a little safer. But anyway, until next time, I'm Father B. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. La Gringa Compapeles. Kind of nailed that one. I ain't gonna lie, bro.